Dude,
Okay.
yeah, but I stayed up till 4 a.m. and it's like, it's going to fuck up my whole week.
Yeah. Well, do you have Monday? You probably don't have Monday off, I guess.
No, don't have Monday off. I do get to sleep in on Tuesday, though.
Is Tuesday your half weekend?
No, Tuesday is the restaurant's getting like a new system, so I'm only coming in for like 2 hours to like learn how to do the system.
Oh, that's cool.
But like the whole restaurant's gonna be closed.
Nice, man.
So that's like a little bit of a buffer, but
I'm gonna.
yeah, a 5 a.m. Friday night. That's wild.
Yeah, and you
It
were.
was Saturday. Today's Sunday. Yeah.
Saturday for you, Friday for me.
Yeah, you did it on Friday.
I did it on
I
Friday.
just want to
you did it
clarify
on
what you were
Saturday.
saying, that there's not a time discrepancy
It's not
from here to New York. Where
It's not my.
when it's
I'm not claiming.
when it's Saturday here, it's Friday in New York.
Yeah, and I'm not doing my thing where I'm claiming it's
I know.
my Friday.
Yeah, it's Saturday somewhere. Saying that on a Tuesday, it's Saturday somewhere, dude. I want to get a shirt that
yeah.
I should make shirts that say it's Saturday somewhere.
Dude.
That is
Dude,
good.
I woke up an hour ago.
Me too.
Picked my nose. I woke up an hour ago. Picked my nose with like a kind of like a thumb. I had like a thumbnail kind of hanging off. Are you stealing my coffee now? Interessante.
Dana, steal the coffee. Tell her that we're encouraging her.
Unbelievable. Wake up. Pick my nose. Thumbnail. Immediate nosebleed for. Wake up. First thing. Nosebleed within the first 5 minutes of me being conscious.
You don't
Go
go,
to the bed, and I'm just like.
you don't go in raw. You gotta always use a Kleenex if you're picking your nose.
Also, dude, I just went in too aggressive.
Yeah. Well, you just woke up.
I just went in like
You went in clumsy.
I went in clumsy, and I just nosebleed immediately. Go to the bathroom. Fuck.
See, this is
Fuck. I got a podcast today.
this is why in my brain it's hard for me to. You know how sometimes it's hard to hold two separate truths about someone in your head? It's hard for me to be like, yes, Tommy is pretty athletic, but also picks his nose and it starts
Yeah.
bleeding. You know, like that's.
Yeah. Well, it's the thing, dude. I have like a nerd nose.
Yeah.
Like I sound nasally. I have like Millhouse face.
No, it's not that bad.
It's not that bad, but it's like, I'm in the Millhouse family. All right, should we kick this thing off?
Sure.
Let's do it.
Has every girl you guys have ever dated wanted a nose job? Or
No.
talked about it at least once? God, I gotta stop dating shallow women.
Yeah, not once. All right, now we're starting.
Yeah.
Are we gonna? Can we cut that?
Oh yeah.
Is there any way
Yeah,
we
we have to
when
cut
we're
that. It's
doing the
that's
intro?
Not
that's
a chance that's
unusable.
Nice. Put it on wax. What does that mean? Put it on wax.
It means record
On the
into
record.
vinyl. Yeah.
Put it on none of your beeswax, motherfucker. How about that?
Recorded on record. Also, I was thinking about this, man. Just like the concept of like a record, like it, because I was talking to like my friend about like the Beatles documentary, and like in the 1940s, like that's when like owning a record was like popular.
Well, set the stage
the-
for us. 1940s. What's going on in the world?
So it's the 1940s. So we're getting out of the Great Depression.
What are some of the
Think
sounds we might
is-
hear if we're walking down the street in the 1940s?
All right, get your anal beads here. Anal beads.
But like a record, so when was that invent? Like the 20s? Like a record?
I'm guessing like the
is invented?
1890s.
Yeah. It's more turn of the century,
Like-
I think.
Because I'm thinking before film.
Okay. But like the 40s, I bet was the first time when like if you were like privileged and wealthy, you might own a record collection.
Sure.
And then
I think
from
20s
that time,
probably, but yeah.
you think 20s people had a record
I
collection?
would think
Yeah,
so. Yeah,
probably.
if you're like pretty well off, you probably have some.
Well, because there's a time when they couldn't like copy the record. They had to like if you wanted to make more copies of a record, you'd have to just like record the same album,
Yeah.
And then they found out
Then
how
they
to like,
invented the
copy
printing
records.
press.
Yeah, it's kind of like printing press vibes for books,
Printing press vibes, but for books.
Yeah, no, that's what it was for like a while.
Dude,
And then
nobody's
from the,
arguing with you, man.
No, it's just such a funny sentence.
Well, so here's where the Beatles comes in. Here's where the Beatles in. So
Okay.
from the 40s, where it's like, all right, record, like, because you could own. There's like 50 songs on the radio. You could like own every artist at one point.
Yeah.
Like at one point, your record collection was all of the music.
Yeah, it was 12 minutes long. If
It was
had
12. It was
all of
12
the
minutes
music.
long, and if you were like pretty wealthy, you could be like, yeah, I own every song. Like you could own every song.
It would fit on
you
an
know?
iPod Shuffle from like 2006.
Yep.
It would fit on. It would fit on an iPod Shuffle like 50 times over.
It would fit on one of those CDs, like just
It
a
would fit on
burnable
a
CD.
It would.
A CD is
It would.
what I meant.
It would fit on
Yeah.
a CD called "Then That's What I Called Music."
Then,
That's damn good, Ryan.
then-
I
Thank you.
must say.
Thank you.
but we were just talking about how crazy the Beatles were. So from the 1940s, when it's like, all right, people are owning records, music's happy, it's a hobby to be into music. From the 40s then to the 60s, stadium, filling out a stadium of people for records.
I think-
and I was just talking about how wild that
Did
was.
somebody say the Beatles?
Yeah, Tommy
I think I did say the Beatles.
Okay, just checking. Thank you. Goodbye.
I feel like music has always been part of culture, though. I don't think obviously it was possible to be as like widespread as it was before, but music has always been there, dude.
Dude, we are having the
This is
most
a
dumb
history.
guy, the most dumb guy conversation
I felt
about
pretty.
music.
No,
Shut
no,
up!
no,
I felt
no,
pretty
this is a
smart when I
history
said that.
podcast.
I felt pretty smart when I said that.
We're like, records were invented, and then you got the Beatles.
Yeah,
And then, music has kind of always been a part of it, though.
yeah, it's always been there.
I think it's pretty crazy from. I do think this is an interesting plot.
Dude,
And
it's
yes,
so-
it is a dumb guy thought.
It's so awesome to
But-
be this fucking stupid.
No, dude, it is. It does rule because I do think this is interesting.
No,
From
dude,
the
It's
1940s.
not interesting,
no,
I promise
it's
you.
so funny to say the
In
sentence.
20 years, the progression of music went from like, all right, there's a few albums out there. There's like 3 record labels to like
I
the
gotta
Beatles
be
then
honest,
selling out.
I don't.
stadium.
I don't really believe your timeline here. I don't think it's
Because
correct.
also, like, Beethoven was selling
Alright.
out symphonies in, like, the 1700s.
Yeah, but Beethoven, he didn't drop a record.
well, it was impossible. He had sheet music though,
Exactly.
and that was like
He had
records.
sheet
I
music.
had
Yeah,
that
sheet
bit
music.
about
Grant
that.
has that bit.
I gotta
Yeah,
figure
Grant,
that bit
and
out.
everyone knows Grant has that
Dude,
bit.
it's so funny to say the sentence music has always been a part of culture, and in your brain think that's a pretty highbrow thought I just said.
No, but like reading has always been a part of culture, or a lot of it.
No,
but
I
like,
think
you were-
music has been a part of culture for longer
Yeah,
than
it
reading.
has because it's easier to make
I
music
would-
than to learn how to read.
I would agree, but reading. Okay, so I know this is dumb guy zone. Okay, but reading, I bet, was invented around for thousands of years before people were owning books, because there's only like. If you wrote a book, you would have to rewrite it again. So you would only have 4 copies of a book.
You also have to have written language, which is a big
and written language,
literacy.
and like to own a book, it was like a rich guy move to like own a book. And I'm saying it was that for records for like 30 years until like the 40s, and then all of a sudden, boom, more record, and then it's just amazing.
just
like
talking
in that
about records.
progression,
just
and
just
then
from
all of a
records.
sudden- records, and then from that, then the Beatles goes from that like kind of owning records, for like that sort of being popular, then like selling out a stadium. I think that was like a crazy progression.
It is crazy how music.
Hey, that's just my brain.
It is crazy how music's always been a part of it. Like there's like
Yeah.
in like 10,000 BC, there's like the Beatles equivalent, and it's like the Ungs, and it's just like, oh yeah, we banged the stick on the rock, and then it kind of
on the road.
it really popped off, no one really likes Tarlock that much.
I'm
but
just chilling back here, banging on this rock. Everybody had their own style.
yeah, we all.
Hey, why don't you bang a stick on that rock, and while you do that, I'll take this stick and I'll bang it on my head.
And then I'm gonna
Kind of bang it
put
on my
this
head a little
one.
bit.
I'm gonna shove this one up my ass and scream a little bit.
Oh, it sounds pretty good when you
When you
we do
scream
this
like
in
that
unison.
on account of you sticking that stick up your butt.
Well, we heard what the Glurg boys were doing across the landmass, and we just heard what they were doing, and it was so out of this
Well,
world.
It was back when we went and raped and pillaged the Ungbaks village,
and we saw what they were doing over there before we took it all, and then we just kind of made it our own, you know.
Were the 10,000 Beatles? 10,000 Beatles.
The Beatles. Yeah.
You know,
Were
sometimes
the Beatles?
sometimes I just look up in the sky, and I think, what the fuck is that? You know, and so that's kind of what, and I get really scared when I look at it, and that's kind of what made me start hitting the stick on the rock like that, because I was scared of the sky. And I think to myself, there must be something.
No, but the craziest thing about this bit is that it's 100% true.
Yeah.
And
This is true.
you know what else? Not gonna lie, the
And
sky's
it's always been a part of culture.
the sky's still kind of scary. I'm sometimes I look up at the damn sky and I'm like, fuck that.
Do you know
What
what's
about-
kind of scary? The ocean.
What about
Yes.
stand-up comedian, caveman stand-up comedian? He's like, y'all ever notice how when the big ball of light in the sky is out, it's nice and I like that. And then when the other thing comes out, it's scary and spooky. You guys ever notice that?
Yeah.
How it's spooky and then
Yeah.
it gets really dark. I don't like that much.
That one's a bit
No,
of a
that's-
thinker.
That one, anyways, tough crowd.
Nobody
crowd.
gets it.
Yeah. Anyways, you ever
Goddamn.
kill a guy because he's, you know,
Just kind of around
because
you.
he's just hanging around? He's just kind of
Why
around.
is it that if you kill me, you get my house? I don't think that's fair. Just the weakest caveman. He's like, I got to do something. I can't gather. I can't forage.
You guys, this is the Dumb Guy History podcast. Thanks for listening.
I would love,
we call it the history of culture.
dude, I would love to do a Dumb Guy History podcast where it's just this
Yeah.
for 5,000 episodes.
It's sober, completely sober history.
I was thinking like a play on like
completely sober history from guys who've heard a thing from another guy one time.
Hungover history. How about that?
Hungover history.
Just a bad podcast.
It's Dan Carlin's hardcore history, but it's our fucking, I don't know what's going on.
I had
Dude, I'm really low energy, man.
I had kind of a Seinfeld thing happen the other night when I was coming back from Corner Bar. I was drunk driving a scooter, and
Nice.
Glad it was a scooter.
and I was going through like my neighborhood in Northeast, and you know how a lot of times if you're on a bike or a scooter, cops will give you the wave through.
Yeah.
You know, or not cops, people like
Yeah.
drivers will give you the wave through,
Cops
like a
don't.
4-way stop. Yeah.
Cops will hit the gas.
So I come up to a 4-way stop, classic wave through scenario, and it's a cop I see. So I'm like, oh, I'm not stopping. I'm blowing right through this, right in front of this cop. I wasn't even thinking to do it to like say fuck the cops. I was like, oh, he's not gonna, like he's gonna stop. And then he rolls his stop sign and yells at me through his window. He's like, "What do you think the stop sign means?" And I'm just driving drunk right in front of him, blowing stop signs. And I didn't respond,
Yeah.
and he just kept going. And it's like, just leave it to the cops.
License and registration. He's like pulls you over.
Just leave.
You're on the scooter.
It's like, do you own this Lime scooter?
License and registration, please. Where's your Lime scooter license?
But I wasn't. I should clarify. I wasn't that drunk, and also, it's just leave it to the cops to not do.
Sir, can you step off the scooter, please?
Also,
Can you
not
step out of the scooter?
not that drunk for Grant just means he didn't have to go to the hospital to get his stomach pumped. He's like, yeah, I was fine. I didn't almost die or anything.
But yeah, like it was just funny that the cops yelled at me for not stopping when they rolled a stop sign, and then also it's like every other driver just gives the bikes the right of ways.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's
Yeah.
just not the cops that they just don't do that. It was a classic wave through, is what I'm saying.
It's like
and he didn't.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
the main problem. with
Excuse
the
me,
police,
officer. Isn't there a mass shooting that you're supposed to wait outside of right now? Shouldn't you be doing that instead of yelling at me
Yeah.
for being funny, for doing
Yeah, for being hilarious.
for drinking and riding a Lime scooter?
dude. So fun to do that too. I miss that. They don't have Lime scooters in New York.
That makes sense. That seems like it would be a real.
It'd be too much.
A real
It'd
mess.
be fucked up. They it's like fuck, dude. They have they don't have Lime scooters, but they have mopeds you can rent. They're just like expensive to do, so it's not really like cost efficient. But like I've seen people crash those things.
Oh yeah,
like a few
those are more
drunk
dangerous
idiots.
too. I feel like.
No, really more dangerous because they go like 40 miles an hour,
Jesus.
and it's like an actual vehicle.
God,
So I've seen like
awesome.
guys just like run into parked cars, like drunk like frat bros. Like fuck, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough. That's
Well,
tough.
Yeah, you couldn't throw a Lime scooter into the mix.
All right, should we
It'd be too chaotic.
get into the listener apology this week?
Yeah. Have we had a chance to actually say what the podcast is? I think I interrupted Tom.
Oh
when he was
no,
about
we
to.
didn't. We didn't.
No, well, I was saying it's a history podcast. If you want to say what it actually is, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, hey everybody. Oh shit. Yeah, we're doing
Hey,
our
what's
podcast.
up?
This is the We Cool podcast. This is a podcast where we apologize for things. We demand apologies. We read anonymous listener apologies. And I'm Ryan Call. There's Tommy and Grant.
Yeah.
Did you get?
Also, I think the music thing that I said earlier was smart.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, I think mine was smart too.
I mean, we're
It's not smart. It's just dumb realizations fascinate me. I'm just like, whoa, what?
Dude, it's the same when I realize water will just keep coming out if you leave your tap open. It'll never stop coming out. It's the same thing.
the first time I ever tripped mushrooms. The thing that blew my mind was that you can never see yourself sleeping.
Yeah, you could record yourself.
No, but you can't see it. And then I realized you can never actually see yourself, which actually is pretty fucked up. When you think you cannot see, you can only look in
Yeah.
the mirror. You can see a reflection of yourself. But what I'm looking at right now, Ryan, you will never see.
Yeah, and that's why
That's true.
That's why I have body dysmorphia.
Yeah, these are the type of concepts that blow my dick off. You know, just really,
Yes.
just go, what the
Right
fuck,
off your
man?
hips. And I do think.
Oh, I have shirt ideas. Sorry.
No, go, please.
Shirt idea. It says "shut the fuck up," crossed out. Hell.
That's funny.
And then if you want to keep going, you can do that. So that's the first one. You go, shut the fuck up, crossed out, and then hell written in, and then that crossed out, and then heck written in, and then all of it crossed out and go, proceed.
Very good.
Yeah.
So write in if you want one of those shirts. I will ask Grant if he wants to design them.
I will say no.
All right.
I think we all woke up at the same exact time today, which is pretty interesting.
11 a.m. your time, 12 p.m. my time.
I think the first time I checked my clock was 11:08.
We're synced up.
We're on the same cycle.
We're synced up and blinked up.
Yeah, it was 12:05 for me, so it was right around there.
Damn, man.
Crazy.
Opening our eyes to the new day at the same time. Okay. So, yeah, what we do is we have you, the listener, write in anonymous listener apologies. If you have something in your life that you need to apologize for, but you can't publicly, or you need to demand an apology, you write in to us. We'll do it for you.
Or
okay?
even if you've already apologized, but you want a little bit of attention, fucking...
I think what? I think some people get a little bit of a kick hearing us read their stuff.
Really?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think they get off on it. I
think
think these
that's-
little freaks
Yeah,
get
I
off
think-
on
I think
it.
that's
Yeah,
so
I think they're
fucked
little
up.
freaks.
Some of you little fucked up freaks with 4 eyes and 2 dicks wanting us to read your apology.
Do you ever see the TikToks where it's like state your name and occupation? Like, what's the freakiest thing you've ever done? You ever see those ones? All right, never mind. I'm not gonna get into it then. I'll send them to you. I'll send you the TikToks.
Okay.
We'll talk about it next week if you remember.
But anyways, you
Yeah.
little freaks, keep writing these in because they're fun and, you got to get off somehow. Okay. GrantWinklesComedy.com/WeCoolPodcast where you send those into, and here we go. Hi, Brant, Ronnie, and Brian. Okay.
What's this guy doing?
Okay, who's
A little disrespectful.
who's who? First off, who's who?
Brant,
This guy said-
Ronnie, and Brian.
This guy said 3 different names. I don't understand what's going on.
Is this guy a blood?
Brant, Bronny, and Brian.
But he's reached the point where he's like, "Nah, I don't say any other letters, dude. I don't start a word out with any other letters, not just C's."
This dude's brazy. Long-time listener, first-time apologizer.
Brighton and a Bristner brology.
Long-time Bristner.
Brown time Bristner, Burtime Brawler, bro.
Wrong time, bright place. Blaze.
Bro, I love the Bree Brew broadcast, bro. Bro, I love that Brit, bro.
I love the Bleep Blue podcast.
I love the Bleep Blue.
Why does it sound like you guys are talking in robot now?
I don't know.
Bleep Blue.
Bleep Blue podcast is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Bleep Blue.
Robot
Bleep Blue.
Robot Blood.
Podcast.
Robot Blood coming to Adult Swim this fall.
Dude, there do need to be more robot bloods.
Just Adult Swim should have. Yeah, they should be doing more robot themed.
I was
shows.
gonna say
robot podcasts.
If there are any bloods listening to this, you guys need to work on your R&D. We need blood robots. Blow robots.
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 Blicking with the brobots.
I've been listening through the podcast backlog, and I realized all 3 We Cool Boys an apology. All right, guys, we're.
This is rare. Usually people demand ones from us.
Most time people are kind of mean to us.
Sorry, I got a cramp in my leg.
Damn, Tommy is just full of ailments today.
Well, he was out drinking until 5, so.
Oh, I missed you say that.
Yeah.
Last night you were out till 5?
Yeah, Kyra.
No, last night I got a good sleep. I'm feeling fine, but on Friday I went way too hard.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm at the age where if it's like one night where you go too hard, it just throws me off my entire week rhythm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being 17.
Okay. I host a series of shows. Oh my god. This is terrible.
Tommy, if you leave your legs up like that for the entire podcast, I'll give you $50.
Tommy is in full
See how long I can go.
Tommy's in full gynecologist mode right now.
Yeah, I'm having a podcast baby right now.
Tommy's having a pod smear.
It's
Yeah.
his legs are just so distracting
Yeah,
to me
take
right
me
now.
to the
I'm sorry to the Oh my god.
Dana loved
Yeah.
it. Here, hold up my pie, Tommy.
This is so fucking bad for the listeners.
Yeah, I have an appointment with the panagylogist.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Tommy.
All right, put him down.
Put-
Let's distract.
Put your gams down.
Put the legs down,
Sir, step out of the podcast studio and put your legs down.
Sir, step out of the Zoom call and put the legs down.
He's got a gun.
He's got he's got short shorts
He's got to come.
and gross legs. Yeah.
He's gonna come.
He's going to come.
He's got to come. Stand down. He's busting.
Blow his head off.
Blow his fucking head off.
He's blowing his load.
boys. That was an IC.
The threat has been neutralized, sir.
We droned him. You just got droned by the police.
Let me be clear. We cannot have podcasters. Obama's still droning people from the Netflix office.
I want to give drones to mall police. I want to give drones to mall cops.
We're gonna have them strike in
You're in
Syria.
J-
They're never gonna see
If
it
you're in
coming.
JC,
Security
if
guards?
you're in JC, if you're in JC Penney acting a fool, we're gonna drone your ass. I'm getting Kevin, what's his name, from King of Queens. He's gonna drone your little ass. Kevin James. All right.
Paul Blart Mall drone operator.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for.
Okay.
Paul Blart Mall drone you in the fucking ass, cop.
Paul Blart Mall Drone Operator 2. First blood.
This time the mall's in the Middle East.
This time the mall's gay.
Damn.
Yep. All right. Okay, let's get back to this.
Oh, damn. Okay. I hosted.
Damn, son, where'd you find this podcast?
Damn, son, where'd you drone this podcast?
God damn it. Damn it, Bill. Okay.
Damn, son,
God
where'd
damn
Paul
it.
Blart?
God damn it, Bobby. If you don't get to the listener apology.
God damn it, Bobby.
I'm gonna kick your ass.
God damn it, Bobby. Let me suck your dick.
Damn it, Bill.
I was playing pool last night, and I was doing a bit where I was like, God damn it, Bobby, we're taking it in the kitchen. It's not ball in hand. This is New York rules, Bobby. We're not playing ball in hand pool. All right.
That's fun. It's a good bit.
I host a series of shows at my DIY venue in Minneapolis that all three of you have performed at.
Shout out Baby Joe.
We host music and comedy and other live performances, and I take pride in our diverse lineups and variety show approach to DIY shows.
Oh, do you take pride in your diverse lineups? Then why did you hire 3 of the worst white men of all time? Joe.
The first half of this podcast is very damning to the thing that you just said, Joe. Mm-hmm. This is Joe Bartel writing in.
Shout out to the 319 Club. They're going to be having some big kickoff shows. I'm going to be on one in July, I believe.
Yeah, I think it's not a kickoff show. I think it's an ending show.
I don't
it's
know.
The absolute opposite of that.
Yeah, Joe's having.
Some people
Joe's flying
say
me out.
Joe's
flying me out. He's having only us perform at his diverse shows.
Yeah.
Some people say it's the end of an era. Some people say it's the new beginning of my old asshole.
That's going to be July.
People are saying that.
It's going to be July 29th and 30th. And yeah, you can catch Ryan and I and Tommy all performing there. Okay. After listening back to the episode in which Grant relates his experience at the show he performed at, I realized I did him a disservice. Didn't realize I talked about this on the podcast.
Ooh, boy, Zach Grant. Why did I almost call you Zach?
Oh, no.
Because he did something dumb.
That's not good. The headlining musicians were all black and non-men, and Grant was the only white guy on the bill. It was foolish.
Yep.
I mean, this is true, you know. And to be honest, this doesn't happen very often in the stand-up world, right?
Where
only white guy on the bill. Like that's rare.
Not the way Biden wants it. Not the world freaking Joe Biden's trying to build right now.
The headlining music. Okay. It was foolish of me to have him open the show. Yes. Emma Dollenberg was clearly the natural choice to get the crowd warmed up, and Grant should have closed us out. In the future, I will be more cognizant of the ways I can make my shows more welcoming to the problematic mayo-ass white boy comedians with mullets. Well, thanks, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
And I realized that this was pretty much the exact critique that I had of the way that the show was run. So I realized I just completely said that on the podcast. So, Joe, I'll apologize to you for, being a mayo-ass white boy and complaining about the way you run your show. It's your show, man. It doesn't. I should be able to do well at any point in a lineup. So
I think you can thrive in a situation like that because, you know, you're kind of the only being the only white guy in a lineup. That's now an interesting perspective.
It is,
it's actually
but
really
it's not.
fun.
It is, but it's not. It is tough to open as the only white guy. They were. One of the performers literally said all 9 non-binary people like go fuck yourself and go home, and the crowd was like cheering and wooing. I was like, yeah, that's.
You should have opened with that. You should have opened and been like, yeah, I almost thought I had to go home for a second there, and then
Dude, I went first though.
Yeah.
Like, so I didn't know that this was the vibe.
You didn't follow that.
So it was like,
yeah, it's tough to go up top, I guess, but Joe
it's tough
because if you can gauge the energy, like I did. Like I had a friend text me, and she was like, "Hey, do you want to do a spot on my bar show?" And I was like, "Of course." I have nothing going on, and it was an all like Latin.
Hell yeah!
Like it was just like a Latin themed show, so it was just like all like Puerto Rican, Dominican,
the Latin kings of comedy.
You know, and then I was like the only white guy in the lineup, and I like gauged. You know, like a lot of Latin people in the audience, and like a lot of people had jokes I noticed about being like white passing Latinos, you know. And then my first thing I was like, yeah, it's now time for the real white passing Latino portion of the night, you know.
I'm the whitest
and just
passing.
And then be like, just kidding, but my grandparents did move to Argentina in the 1940s, you know, just like leaning into it, you know.
That's perfect.
And yeah,
that's really funny, Tommy.
I would have had a tough time if I went first, though. I got to like go probably towards the end of the show to gauge the energy.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
first is tough.
If I
no matter
remember
what.
correctly, I was wearing like a Hawaiian t-shirt as
Oh
well.
no, Grant. You also. It sounds like a lot of this is on
I looked
you.
like a boogaloo boy for sure.
Hey,
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm just in town for the riots. I'm just in town to put down the unrest.
I'm here to back the blue.
Mullet
Okay,
Grant.
yeah, dude. It's
Sorry, I just came from my condo in Florida.
real,
you know,
real quick side tangent. It is like I've been golfing. I started golfing with Lester. And,
oh, nice, dude. I love golf.
I
it is-
hate
it's
golf.
really fun.
It's the sport of the rich, and it sucks.
Yeah, this is what I was gonna say. Like we were walking out, and I left one of my clubs on a green, so I was like kind of asking the people who were golfing behind us if they found one. And this one guy, everybody is like a cop ass dude on the golf course. Okay, so we go up to this one guy. He's like blasting a cig, just ripping huge drives, and he's like, "If I see anybody, if I'm gonna talk to the guys, and we'll find your club, man." And we're walking away. I'm like, "Man, you play one round of golf," and I'm like, "I back the blue, dude. Like blue lives matter. This is what's up, dude. Like I get it now."
Yeah.
Man.
Grant's never been to a Wingstop, and he loves to golf. You're going full racist.
My one kind of like, because I'm like on socialist Twitter, you know, so I see all these takes that are just like we have to get rid of golf courses because it's an excessive amount of land.
I agree
using,
with
like,
that
an
take.
excessive
Yeah,
amount
yes.
of water. It's like not practical. I get how it's not practical, but like my one kind of bigoted take is like, no, don't. I like it.
I know.
Dude.
And I have
do get rid
I
of
have
them.
no logic behind it. I'm just like, don't get rid of them. I like to walk around there and hit balls.
Yeah, and smoke vape and
No, it's
you
such a-
know, drink
Oh,
a
dude,
White
it's the
Claw.
best.
It's
you
such a
bring like 2
stupid
Coors
sport.
Lights.
Dude, no, it's fun.
It's a fucking
it's a good
stupid
sport.
sport.
I hear your
Caroline's whole family golfed. Fuck golf.
Whoa.
whoa
Whoa.
Whoa.
yeah. So
Wild.
well, I'm sorry, Joe. I'm sorry for airing you out on the podcast. I guarantee I did not think that anybody was listening to the podcast at that time. So
And they
it is-
weren't. In our defense,
I know
they
yeah,
were not
yeah.
at that
So
time.
this was a year ago at least. It is.
I loved that show, Joe. Your apartment show.
yeah,
when I did it.
319
I had
It's really
such a fun
fun.
time.
319 Club. It is very
Despite
fun.
what slander, Grant.
No, but it is. Here's the other thing. Joe is a great musician, crust punk, and you hang with cool people, man. And I think a younger crowd as well. So I probably had about 8.
Oh, now you're calling him
No.
a pedophile.
No,
Okay,
no,
Grant.
No, I was performing for like kind of some Gen Z people, which I should be able to do, and I should have been able to do better, but it's just not. I didn't connect, and
Dude,
that's
you just
fine.
gotta-
That's fine, and it's not your fault, Joe.
You know how you win those shows? You just have to talk about how having a job sucks. And they're like, oh, wait, this guy's one of us, actually.
Yeah.
That's it. That's how you win the show.
100%. It's the working class.
Yep.
You got to unite with working class
Yep.
material all across
Like,
the
hey-
board. Also, you should have just opened up with you go on, like, in the area where they're performing, you go on stage, and you're just like, it's giving racist vibes. Me, you guys. Okay, seriously.
All right.
Yeah, it's giving racism. Come on.
Moving on, Ryan. We are moving on to
Okay.
Brian. The show you performed at was one of the lowest turnouts we've had at our series to date.
It was a really fun show, though. I had a great time.
How many people were there?
I would guess 12, maybe less. But they were into it. They were like really, really fun crowd, really. And
They were Inuit?
they were Inuits, yeah.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Yeah, they flew him in. But they bust him in. But we actually moved this, like, I don't think I even used a mic, but because the option was like, okay, be far back with the mic. Yeah, I don't think I used a mic. Or just be like right up with them and just kind of talk to him and riff around. And so that's what I did.
Who
And-
else was on the show with you?
Lucas Ramsey. What's her name? She moved here from Portland.
Karina?
Karina Lucas, super funny. And then I feel like someone else that I'm missing in terms of
I
stand-up.
think he normally has 3 stand-ups.
Okay, maybe it was just us two or us three.
So yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone did really well, and no one complained about being a white man and threw a hissy fit. And yeah, it was just a really good show. So
I apologize.
No one was looking like Margaritaville.
like if Margaritaville, the restaurant, were a person.
Yeah.
Bro, I love looking like that. I'm not going to lie. It is fun.
Imagine working at Margaritaville and you're like, it's transforming into a man. and then just Grant forms.
I think it's become self-aware.
Everybody get the fuck out!
Yeah, it's like it's kind of like a 2001 Space Odyssey. Is it Hyde the robot? What's the guy's name?
Hal.
Hyde.
Yeah, it's Hal. It's like it. Yeah. Did something break?
Are we okay?
Like a
over there?
Hal.
Yeah,
I
it was
think something- I
Tommy's
think
leg.
it's fine.
That's the sound of Tommy's leg breaking.
Yeah, Margaritaville comes aware Hal style, and it's just Grant being like, "You gotta check out my podcast.
I'm
man.
going to do stand-up.
I need to do stand-up comedy.
You guys ready to hear? You guys ready to start the show?
I want to talk about my uncle.
Okay. Okay. This is continuing the apology. I apologize. I should have promoted it more. It was the first coldish weekend of the fall, and we were still hosting outdoors, and the touring act didn't have any draw either. Ooh, shots fired. No excuses except for all the ones I just made. Hopefully you still had a good time and weren't soured by the experience. Ryan, were you soured by the experience?
No, I had a really good time. The crowd was fun.
How was the touring act?
Pretty good, actually. I'm pretty sure it was a rapper from Rochester, and he was pretty good. I mean, it's pretty good.
I come from the streets of Rochester.
And then I think there's a couple.
Rochester, boss. I'm coming with
What Joe does a really good job of too with those shows is it's like it's not like restricted to a genre, where it's like, oh, okay, this is like a punk show. It is a punk show, but it's like he also had like this weird it was like kind of a keyboard singer-songwriter from Milwaukee that was like weird and kind of out there that was fun. I forget I think there's
any
another
DIY
musician.
show is punk by like in essence.
Yeah.
And I like that he includes comedy in it as well. It's a cool move, and Minneapolis needs more shit like this.
They do.
I hope. I'm wondering if he's going to be moving away from that house, or if there's
I think
a reason.
so, because I'm pretty sure like a fucking Walgreens probably bought out that building.
Oh,
Tear it down.
good.
I know they were
got
trying to
pulled
do
over
that to us when I
got pulled over
there.
by the cops. I got pulled over by the cops and got a DIY. I got to go to Joe's show. I got to go to Joe's next show.
Time to take Tommy out in the woods and put him down.
Do it yourself.
I did a DIY putting my dog down.
Okay.
Yeah, we're putting my dog down DIY style.
Yeah, I did it with duct tape. I just wrapped it around his nose.
I saw a couple TikToks about it. I figured, you know what? I think I can do this.
Yeah, it's actually more humane.
Yeah, I'm going out to eat DIY. I'm going to this restaurant DIY style.
Is that just cooking your own food?
I'm cooking.
Oh no, I'll do it. It's fine. It's not a big deal.
I'm the
I'll
restaurant.
cook my own food. Yeah, my uncle used to do that with his dogs, or he had like this weird sense of pride about it, or he'd be like, yeah, it's your dog, it's kind of your responsibility. And it's like, all right, well, you're going to do that with grandma too when it's time. You're going to walk her out in the woods and.
Yeah.
What about the guys who
that's really, that's cool.
they just murder like the litters of puppies?
Well,
you
that
know,
sucks.
Like, it's like, why don't you just get the dog fixed? Seriously.
If the dog ain't broke, don't get it fixed.
Okay, rounding third on this apology.
I'm sad now.
We got one for. I know that was a bummer. Tommy, I owe you an apology for putting you on one of our most killer shows ever, and potentially skewing the expectations of your co-hosts. I'm not trying to play favorites here, especially as a proud member of the Ryan Cinematic Universe. Wow.
It was a good show. Joe really. I had a good time. I love doing a DIY show, having a pretty solid set, and just getting drunk in the kitchen afterwards. Heading straight to the kitchen and drinking a combination of tequila, whiskey, and White Claw. And, and being loud. It's a good time.
Who was on your show, Tommy? Do you recall?
Let's see. It was dude, I didn't know Joe, I didn't really know you that well at the time, but so it was this one person, I think they were non-binary. They had this great line because they went like they went like my kings and queens and everything in betweens, and I was like that's a bar. I was like, okay, that's a bar. And then what else happened? Oh yeah, and then this person also said, which I thought was really funny, because like they went before me, and like I'm gonna like curse and say bitch. I'm just gonna do my act. I don't really care. But they were like, y'all mind if I say bitch in this next song? And everyone's like, go ahead. And I was like, I am not gonna ask permission. So I thought that was pretty funny.
Because they're gonna say no.
Yeah, but yeah,
no, we don't want you to say that.
No, but what else? I really liked Joe. I think Joe, you had the best set. Joe goes hard. If you've never seen Joe Bartel,
Joe rules.
He goes hard live. He just really wails on the guitar.
Yep.
And also, I love emo shit so much. So that was like my favorite part of that. I was like, I did my set, then Joe closes out, and I'm like drunk, and I'm like, damn, Joe's
like,
so
cool, man.
He's touching me, like he's like pulling my heartstrings right now. Like, yeah, it was a good time.
Hell yeah.
I do remember like a week after this, Tommy coming up to me and being like, dude, you know this Joe Bartel guy? This guy's takes. I remember Tommy phrases like, he always has the best takes, man. I told Joe about this at the live show. I outed you. I didn't give you
it was like 20, because it was like probably like 2018. I don't know if it was 2019. Also, this is like pre-COVID, so like a house party like really ripped, you know?
Yeah.
Like on Twitter, Joe just had some fire like leftist shit where I was like, yeah, dude. Yeah, rich people stink.
You're blowing my mind, Joe.
Rich people do stink, dude.
But I don't agree with you on golf courses, Joe. I'm sorry, dude.
I keep golf courses.
I agree with
They're
you
fun.
on golf courses.
So in closing out, to the three jeez, man.
Crazy ass.
To 3 of the craziest white boys to ever do it, keep up the great work. Thank you, Joe. Thank you so much. I believe you also referred to us in an Instagram post at the live show as the 3 wide men, which I really enjoyed that as well.
Nice.
Yeah, baby. Thank you, Joe. Thank you for your support. Thank you for putting us on your shows, man. It's always it's always a thrill. So thanks.
You know,
apology accepted.
You know, white like YT. What about YD?
Wide boys. Yeah.
Wide people.
Oh, I thought of something. It's it's like it's the show. It's The Price is White, and it's like, how much does this badminton set cost? You know?
That's funny.
It's like, a bunch of shit like that.
That's fun.
That feels like
as far
it
as
is
that
just
one
the
goes.
show, right? It's a pretty
honestly,
show.
yeah.
Yeah, so maybe take that one back to the drawing board, you fucking idiot.
Yeah. Can you cut this out? Cut that one out.
We had an apology in the news a while ago that I wanted to cover, but I gotta try and look it up. Do you guys want to do any plugs if you have any?
Yeah, what do you got, Ryan?
June 9th and 10th, Grant and I will be in Fargo, North Dakota with Ebenezer Murdasa. It's going to be a fun couple of shows at the Fargo Tap Room. Really fun venue. Come out to that if you are nearby. Also, I took Paulie, the kitten, to the vet, and he has worms, so they have to give him medicine. Tommy, you listening right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I was looking at.
What did I just say?
Paulie Walnuts has worm. You might have to change his name to Paulie Worms.
Paulie Worm Nuts. But they gave him like this. It's like a thing that I have to squirt in his mouth, which sucks because he's like squirming around and crying. He doesn't really like it. But the vet, he was like, "Yeah, you just squirt this in his mouth, and it's banana flavored." And I don't know why he told me that it's banana flavored, because now I just kind of want to try it, And like, what? Okay, if
really
I try
good.
it,
Squirt this in his mouth. It's delicious.
if I try it, also I don't think cats eat bananas. That's not a stereotype, where it's like, oh, cats don't leave the bananas out. The cats are gonna get them. But
yeah,
I'm now like, okay, if I try it and it doesn't taste like bananas, I can't even call him out on it, because like, what am I gonna do? Go up and go, hey, you said it tasted like bananas, and it didn't. Also, how does he know that it tastes like bananas? So like, dude, you're gonna want to try this.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Larry David situation.
Yeah, I kind of want to do a bit with it. I think it's got.
I think you should do a bit. I think that's really.
Yeah.
I think it's really funny to mention that it's banana flavor.
Yeah.
You're definitely you're in a tight spot because there's no way to figure this out
without trying it and then talking to him about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then being
also how.
Go ahead.
Let's say that. How does he know it's banana flavor?
That's what. Yeah.
Someone because someone told him it's banana flavor.
Or
but who's the first? Someone tried it. There's a guy who works at the cat food tasting factory, where he's going like, "Yep, that's banana enough. Yep, that's strawberry enough.
Dude,
Yep, that's grape."
Well, I remember I used to have that job at the dog food tasting factory. Where it was 12-hour days, and I had a Russian boss who would yell at me, and
you gotta go. Yep, this dog food's bad. You're a dog food connoisseur.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was a sommelier, but for dog food. I would smell it, eat a little bit, spit it out.
And you would do it in a wine glass, too.
Yeah.
You'd shake some dog food around in a wine glass.
Well, that's how I serve. If I don't have dogs.
Take a nice little...
I don't have dogs, but if I do...
Yep, that's liver.
When I do have dogs, I want them to be fancy dogs. So I'm going to serve their food in wine glasses, which, it's really hard for them to eat out of, okay? But it's also really fucking fancy.
Yes, they do eat the glass. It breaks and they eat some of the glass.
Yeah, they don't know better. It's a dog.
Mm-hmm.
Also, dude, my next guest is with Larry David, the new season. Incredible. Cardi B episode, Kevin Durant episode.
Oh, really?
Dude, Cardi B, I love her as a person. I think she's she's
really funny.
She's really funny. She's super sincere. Also, there are multiple moments where Larry David's like clearly making like an old guy joke to her, and she'll just be like, that's not real. Like, it's really,
shut up.
It's really funny, dude. But the Kevin Durant episode's probably my favorite. I walked away from that episode like, oh, Kevin Durant is probably my favorite person.
Wait, so this is Larry David's new show?
Or not Larry David, sorry, David Letterman. I always say Larry David instead of David Letterman. But
because
it's really good. Season 4. Every episode is good.
It is.
Awesome.
Very true.
Great
The
plug.
Will Smith one.
That one's fucking weird.
Will Smith,
yeah.
It looks like a fucking psycho in it.
Yeah.
Like
Wait, is it Will Smith post-punch?
Well, no, they recorded it, and there's a disclaimer before the episode where it's like, this episode was recorded before the 2022, Emmys or whatever the fuck it was.
But before the 2022 9/11.
Mm-hmm. The 9/11 of 2022.
Yep.
Yes.
The 9/11 of 2022. The slap. He seemed insane.
Yeah, man. He seems incredibly fake. Wouldn't you say, Ryan? He like kind of isn't answering questions, and
I went back and forth because there were a couple times where I was like, he's so charismatic that there are a couple points where you're like, I kind of like you right now, and then he'll have an answer where you're like, all right, you're like not a real person, man.
Yeah. It's
he's got celebrity brain. He's been
and I think
just huge for too long. It's got to do something to you.
I think he's
but that's not true because Larry David, Julia Louis-Dreyfus was on an episode. She was fucking
you can't
great.
Compare Larry David to Will Smith.
Okay, but Julia Louis-Dreyfus, you can compare them, kinda. They've been as famous for as long. Yeah.
It's tough. It's really tough to.
Tom Cruise, that guy's not crazy.
Yes, he is. He is crazy.
Tom Cruise is completely normal and
Dennis
chill.
Rodman.
Normal and chill.
Okay.
These are cool, normal guys.
Blade, the guy who played Blade.
Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes. God, that's a cool name, dude.
Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, I've been saying. Did you see that Spike Lee blunt?
So dumb.
Did you see that Spike Lee bong?
Yeah. I like blunt a little better than bong, I think.
It's fine. All right.
But it might just be because I heard it first, so.
Well, maybe.
Right,
You heard it here first. It's
heard
a Spike Lee. This podcast is a Spike Lee blunt.
We should try
certified.
to get Spike Lee to give money to
Cameo.
our podcast. Yeah. All right.
I didn't find the one that I was talking about. I'm sorry. I should have.
Jesus
it
Christ.
fucking happens, man. But what it was a. It was like the U.S. Army apologized to this fucking 95-year-old Italian woman because at one point these soldiers stole a pie that was cooling on her windowsill during World War II.
Oh, so
And
they're
they
like
apologized,
cartoon characters.
Yeah, they apologized like 60 years later, which I think is pretty cool.
They're like, we have to apologize for something.
Yeah, not
That's
the
so, ew,
not
that's
the
so
atrocities.
Weird. That's such a weird thing for the military.
I've never liked the military because they take a pie off my window 80 years ago.
You have to apologize for the crimes you committed in World War II.
Yes, they liberated us from the Nazis, but that was a real good pie.
The Italians were with the Nazis.
Well,
Or she's demanding an apology from.
no, I mean the Italian government was with the Nazis. The
Yeah.
people were not. The people were occupied
So it was like
by
a
the Nazis.
liberation.
Yeah, well,
Those were the soldiers
The
that took
Americans. No, it was the American soldiers fighting the Nazis.
Well,
in
music was
Italy.
always a part of it.
Well, music was just getting popular around this
Yeah.
time.
That's true. This was in the 40s, Tommy.
People started getting records.
Yeah, the Beatles were selling out stadiums. It's fucking wild.
Frasier
Well, in
just came
20
on TV. The first
Yeah,
episode of
I mean, this is the
Frasier.
1940s we're talking about.
Yeah. Dude,
I think Frasier would play well in the 40s.
the other
You know,
day,
that's
Grant,
how-
Tommy, the other day, Grant was like, "You've never seen Casablanca?" And I was like, "No, dude. Maybe if I had fucking dog's eyes and I could ever only see black and white, I would enjoy those kind of movies." But he got
It's
really,
cool. I hate to be that guy, but those movies are cool.
Yeah.
But
Did it,
in
but
the
I
same
don't-
sentence,
It wasn't Casablanca, was
Well, it
it?
was
Because
one of
I don't
those
think I've
fucking
never seen that.
I don't think I've
It was
never
probably
seen that.
What's the other one? Citizens Kane.
Yeah,
That was
the
it.
other
It
one.
was that. Yeah.
It's not Citizens Kane. Y'all seen that movie, Citizens Kane?
It's about a Citizens Kane. It's
Yeah.
about an old guy.
I lost my cane and I'm just a citizen.
Where's my cane?
We live in a society and I'm a citizen in it. Where's my cane? They're calling it one of the greatest movies of all time. It was one of the greatest thrillers of its time. It was made in 1942. Where's my cane? Audience members passed out when they saw it. I'm scared because this poor man lost his cane and he can't find it.
Shut up, old man. I'm too busy collecting records to look for your cane.
Sorry,
it's
but
1942.
But no one respects the
And music
olds
just
now.
dropped.
They just dropped the new music.
Ever since 1942 rolled around, no one respects the elders. And you children are listening to your records and you're doing your jitterbugs, and I'm sick of it, okay?
I'm not gonna look for your cane. I'm too busy making a new pie.
So where is my pie? I lost my pie. I'm Adam Sandler.
The sequel to Citizens Kane, Citizens Pie 2.
When in Rome.
It's a foreign movie.
Also, dude, we were going through my grandpa's old
Citizen
stuff.
Cane's. Damn, this chicken's pretty good. And I'm a citizen enjoying this chicken restaurant.
You know, the wait's a little long, but I like the chicken.
Yeah, it may be a little overrated, but I'm a citizen and I'm at Cane's.
Dude, okay, my mom's going through my grandpa's like war stuff, and this woman wrote him a letter when he was 18. Also, dude, he got into the military when he was 16 because he lied about it, which I never understood this era of men where they're just like, well, I'm too young to go to war, so I'm just going to say I'm old enough.
Yeah.
So I can go be scared.
That was their generations of getting into the club.
Yeah, it's insane.
That was fake
dude.
IDs.
Yeah, that's fake. That's why you wanted a fake ID to do some war.
But this
I'm trying to get into the club.
I want to do
parentheses,
D-Day.
The war.
I want to
Also-
do D-Day with my friends.
He was like 16 or 17. He was like 5'4" and 105 pounds. And they were like, all right, well, you want to sign up for the war as long as you're 18, come on out here and you can go fight the Nazis. But there's a letter from a woman that like was in his belongings, and he's still alive, but they've just moved into a home, and so they had to move stuff around. But the letter is like, Red, you're such a cute boy, and I love you, and I love the way you do the jitterbug, Red.
No way.
The way you do the jitterbug is so fun. It's just such a funny, dude.
God.
It's so funny to
Your
see.
grandpa's called Red.
Well, his name's Arthur, but yeah, he had his
That's
red hair, so they
fucking
called him
awesome,
Red.
dude.
Red tie. is his name.
Also crazy to be 5'4", 16 years old, 100 pounds, and be like, I gotta jitterbug my way into some pussy right now.
Yeah. No, dude. Apparently he's a great dancer.
Apparently he's
well, that's what my mom said. My mom was like,
and
no,
according to the letter.
Yeah.
I mean,
I love the way you do
that's
the jitterbug.
an eyewitness account right there.
I love the way you do the flipper god.
the mashed potato.
the flipper dog. I love the way.
also the dance names were so weird back then. But I'm sure in 20 years they'll be like, what the fuck is this?
foxtrot.
Stanky leg.
That's true.
Yeah. Well, stanky leg, that's in the same.
But that's
boat.
that's what's so funny. It would be like when I'm 70,
the
like
shrimp scampi. Look at old Red do the shrimp scampi out on the dance floor there.
it would be like the equivalent of like when I'm 70, like my grandchildren finding a text from a girl being like, "Yo, the way you do the," and she's white, but she's doing AAV. Yeah, she's like, "Yo, the way you do the stinky leg is dog," like. Whatever the fuck, I don't know. It's dog. I just said it's dog. Dude, I'm so dumb. I don't know nothing.
Don't know nothing.
Don't know nothing. No. All right, guys. Well,
are we gonna wrap this?
Did we do it?
Yeah. Well,
we need to put a bow on this shit.
We do.
Keep the flies away.
Sorry. Here's an apology.
Yo, when God was making humans and he was making the arm, he was like, I gotta put a bow on this shit. Elbow.
Okay. Yeah, fuck it. I'll put 2 on there.
Okay.
Come on, I gotta put a couple bows on this
I got
one
bows
right
to
here.
spare.
Dude, when God was making like an octopus, he was like, "Now I'm crazy for this one, bro. This one doesn't look like anything."
Yo, God
else.
was all like, yeah, give it 8. Give it 8 of them things, man. I'm fucking high.
Dude,
I'm high on God weed.
I'm fucking God, man. Dude,
bro,
I
can
even
make
think
8
about it, man.
things.
I can make whatever the fuck I want, man. Yeah, give it a beak. Put a beak on it.
Throw a beak on that thing, man.
Yeah. 8 legs. It's in the water. It can change colors. It's got a beak.
I'm thinking.
And then
beak.
when God was making Woody Allen, he was like, "Yeah, make him a pedophile, man. I'm fucking God. I'm fucking high on God weed, man.
It's so funny to imagine.
Bro,
God.
I'm about to snap on Woody Allen right here, man.
Make him a goddamn pedophile.
He's gonna play clarinet too.
Yeah, let him be really talented, but then he's gonna fuck his daughter.
God, I'm fucking so high on this.
And his daughter,
on this Lord, and
she's Chinese.
You know when God's making people, it's
I'm
like
twisted.
he only makes pedophiles like at the end of the day. Where he's like
Yeah,
sick of it. He's like I'm going home. Yeah, he's a fucking pedophile. I don't give a shit.
He's pissed off about it.
Yeah, she's gonna be a teacher. She's gonna be a pedophile. People aren't gonna be mad at her for like 50 years until after she's dead. So it's fine.
Yeah, she's gonna be a teacher. She's gonna get shot.
Teacher, she was more like a creature.
Teacher from the Black Lagoon.
Now that is good.
Now that's
what I call 1940s music just invented. Just
Go ahead and do that.
Happened.
Oh, Red, why don't you do the jitterbug in my ass?
Have
Do
you
the jitterbug on my pussy, Red.
Have you seen the new commercial for the Elvis movie?
Yeah, it looks bad.
It looks so bad. God.
Wasn't there already an Elvis movie?
Probably, dude. Well, here's the thing.
They already made a biopic.
Here's the thing. I think it's about his manager too. It's like
oh yeah, Tom Hanks is fat in it.
Elvis, here's what you got to do. You got to take those black people's music and dance moves, and you gotta do it as a white guy.
Sell it to the whites.
There you go. Yeah, you take that black culture and you pervert it. Yeah, you pervert it into something that
Did somebody say something about stealing black culture?
Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. I'm talking to Elvis. Elvis, you going to get fat, boy. You going to get real fat. You going to die taking a shit, boy. You going to get fat as hell. You going to take that black culture, and then you going to get real fat from it.
Yeah, this is Elvis going to a Southern French fortune teller.
Okay.
Dude.
All this going to happen to you.
That's gonna do it for us.
So what's the timestamp there? So right before an hour, we're probably gonna have to
cut stuff because Tommy wanted us to.
That was us being God and making a pedophile at the end of the day. Was that cut that we had to do right there? That's gonna do it.
I'm so pissed off.
I'm going to be headlining Comedy Corner Underground June 24th and 25th.
Yes.
So if you are still listening to this podcast right now, which fucking God help you and God bless you if you are, please buy some tickets to that show. I want to pack it out. Ryan, you want to come do a set?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Ryan's going to be there.
Of course I don't want to do that. I'll be there.
And Grant is flying me out.
Yep. We're going to lose a lot of money on this show if you don't buy tickets.
Even if you do buy tickets, I mean, flights are pretty expensive.
It's still gonna put a dent in the old bank account, but it's worth it. Zach Hagen, friend of show, enemy of show, attorney of show, arguably, is going to be opening. And it's my first headline gig, so I would love to see all,
man.
All you,
awesome.
Thank you, all you pod listeners out there. And if you came to the Sisyphus shows, I'm gonna be doing new material. I'm trying to do like shit that I wasn't doing there. So I would love to see you. Please come out.
Come out to the damn show.
Follow me on Instagram. I have things coming up. Whatever. Awesome.
To each their own and to own their each. I've been Ryan Call with Tommy Bayer and Grant Winkles, and this has been the goddamn We Cool podcast. Thank you for listening, and tell somebody about it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, thank you. Bye.
Bye.